Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Undead Baits. And first off, I just want to say thank you guys for supporting the channel. It means a lot that people, are not only liking the video, but also commenting. Part of my favorite parts of what I do is actually going through and looking at comments and seeing almost all positive things, whether it's just opinions or, people saying that they liked something. Everything is constructive, and it makes my day when I get to log on and see people commenting. So for this video, I want everybody to go into the comments, and I want you guys to comment what your favorite type of lure to bass fish with is. In addition to that, I just also wanted to let you guys know that I have an online store. It is undeadbaits.square.site. It's posted down in the description below. If you guys want cool merchandise, I have some up there. I also have some of my standard designs that you can order. And I also have the option to do custom lures. So there's a submission form that you fill out, it gets sent to me, and then I'll reply within, 2 days usually. In addition to that, I also made a Patreon. Now there are 2 tiers right now. There is a $5 monthly tier, which enters you to win all of the giveaways that I do. I have to change kind of how I'm doing giveaways, mostly because I'm getting a lot more traction. So I got to figure that out. But in the meantime, there's the $5 subscription, which, gets you entries into every single giveaway that I do. And not only does it give you 1 entry, it gives you 5 entries, right? There's that option, and then there's a $20 subscription offer, which is everything for tier 1, but then in addition to tier 1 stuff, I'm going to start doing a lure of the month, where I'll be making a lure, posting it on the YouTube channel, and then everybody who is that tier 2 subscriber will then be sent that fishing lure. I'll make as many as I have to for however many subscribers I have, and we'll kind of go from there. If you guys have any other, suggestions for things that you'd like to see for Patreon stuff, I'm all ears. I'm brand new to Patreon. But with how much traction and how much cool stuff I have on my mind, I do need a little bit of extra fun money, because everything I do is based off of my actual work, which isn't a lot. So any help you guys can offer, right, even if it's just a one-time, $1 donation, everything's appreciated. And even if you just go over there and take a look at it, it means the world to me that you guys are at least taking the time to go over there and look at it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So as you guys can probably tell from the video title, we're doing another slam or scam. Now, it just so happens that when I went to my local Dick's Sporting Goods, they were having a sale, which I think will help this. But we did 6 cents last time. This time, we're doing probably the most famous mystery or loot box kind of tackle thing. I think this company was the one that kind of started the trend for fishing. We have the mystery tackle box. These come from the Catch Company. These are everywhere. You see them pop up on a lot of YouTubers' videos as sponsored deals. They're at Dick's Sporting Goods, they're at Walmart, they're literally everywhere. So I'm starting with the basic bass fishing kit, and my intention over the next couple months is to work up. I would like to do one of these kinds of videos every month, but if you can see, we have 353, and my local Dick's Sporting Goods was having a sale where buy one get one 50% off. So I got 354 as well. One of the comments on the last video with the 6 cents box was that their box was completely different. They had a different experience than I did, which kind of got me thinking, if I do these kinds of things, like, I probably shouldn't base it off of a single box. So I bought 2. Again, they were on sale. So yeah. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go with box 353, and we are going to basically follow the same exact style that I did for the 6 cents box. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so these bass fishing kits, the basic boxes, says about 5 to 6 items and around a $25 value. So since these did come from Dick's. I'll probably look to see if Dick's has it, but if I can't find it on Dick's, then I will just go to whatever brand, they are. So we'll start the tally. I think there's a little pull tab right here that instantly ripped. There we go. I will say, I love the packaging on these. I think they're really cool. It is a little bit of a waste, but at the same time, just the design and everything else, I like a lot more. They definitely perfected that. So you have another small little box in here, and we just open it up. And it looks like there's a entry to win something. So it's got each marker for like what they consider a big fish. So they got panfish, trout, walleye, everything else. This is a bass box, so I don't expect to pull anything else. But let's get into it. So right off the rip, what I will say is there are only 4 things in here. Now, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, especially because... Oh wait, no, sorry. It was just hidden all the way down. We got some hooks. Some funky looking hooks too. So, you got all the stuff that comes in the box. A pretty cool sticker. It's literally like a fish shaped like a football, but he's also holding a football and also has a football helmet on. I don't know what company. Oh, that's Catchco's sticker. Cool. Yeah, so pretty cool sticker. Definitely cooler than the other ones. And then you have a pamphlet in here with some tips and tricks, which if you're just getting into fishing is probably awesome. I think this would be good for somebody who is, just getting into fishing. And they also do shout outs at the end of it. And then it looks like there's just something you can scan to get more info. All right, let's start looking at all of our stuff. All right, so I have the first box tallied up. Since I think what they end up doing is getting a lot of like samples for these things. 2 of the items that I found were not packaged in the same quantity, so I kind of just, estimated how much the price was going to be. But either way, I'm pretty happy with what we got. All right, so first thing we got was the Phoenix Sparky jig. It's in purple and black, and they're about $4.50. You can buy these at Dick's. You can buy them at Bass Pro. They're pretty common, and I've used these a bunch. The only issue I've had with these types of, or this specific Phoenix jig, is I end up usually pulling the skirt a little bit further down and then trimming the top, just so you, here, I'll try to take it out and kind of show you. All right, so if you can kind of see it right, most of these are too long, in my opinion, when they come forward. If you can see it kind of, that's about how long it is coming out the front. So what I prefer to do is kind of pull the skirt through just a little bit more, and then I'll trim the front, so that way it has a little bit more like poof at the front. I don't know if poof is a real word, but that's what I'm saying. And it helps cover the swim bait just a little bit more. But nonetheless, huge pickup. I think this is pretty much the best jig head you can really use, especially if you're a beginner. They are a little bit pricey compared to other ones. However, they've got the weed brushes on it. I think they're great. So awesome pickup there. Again, about $4.50. The next thing we got was one of Catch Company's lures. It is their Headhunter. Now, I've never actually seen these before, but it looks pretty cool. I don't know which design it is. They have a bunch of different colors and everything else of carbon crappie. Okay, so I think it looks really cool, and I'm sure that this would catch a monster bass. Let's take it out because it says something on the interesting on the back. So it's got an internal hook. Let's see if we can actually find it. Okay, so the hook, if you can kind of, if it'll focus, is tucked in between the fins on the top. So that way, you know, it's I would consider this bait weedless unless you get like something like a piece of twig really stuck in there. But if you see, when you fish bites down on the head, it actually opens up those fins and exposes the hook, which I think is super cool. This is a really unique lure that I've never actually seen before, but definitely going to be using this on my tackle box. All right, the next thing we had was the Smart Baits color changing baits. This is another one where most of what I saw on their website and at other stores, they come in packs of like either 12 or 24. There's only 6 in this one. So I don't know if this is just kind of like a sampler, but this color I think changes to blue when it hits sunlight in the water. So if you go onto their website, they kind of have all of the, you know, testing and stuff that they've done on there. These are their finesse ribbon baits, I think is what they were called. They have crawfish, they have, you know, normal finesse worms, they have everything else you could really want. They are not like crazy expensive, but like again, a 12 pack was I think 15 bucks. So for a pack of 6, I'm just gonna say that they were $7. Not sure if I would end up using these though. Next thing, the classic Guggen 4-inch lunker log. These are probably my, you know, favorite stick baits that I use. I use these all the time. I've never really used the June bug color. I typically go with like either pumpkin or something red along those lines. And there's a giant wasp in my garage. So I'm gonna go kill him and I'll be right back. All right, he was not a fan of me throwing my boot at him, but luckily I opened the garage door and he left. Anyways, Guggen baits, they're classic. Everybody likes them. They won't ever do you wrong, and you get a 9-pack for $6. So, big fan of them. We'll see how these June bug colors work out. They almost look like a dark blue purple with green flake in it. So, pretty interesting. I don't think that I would necessarily pick this color, but that's what's good about these bait boxes is that you kind of get forced into using stuff you normally wouldn't. Last thing, the craziest looking finesse hooks that you've ever seen in your entire life. These are Spear Point performance hooks. The EWG stands for extra wide gap, and they are 3/0 hooks. I think a 3/0 hook is kind of giant unless you're going after 8-pound bass, but nonetheless, I think I would end up using these. All right, so after tallying everything up, we are anywhere between, you know, $27 and $30 for this first box, which super impressed with. It's a $20 mystery tackle box. At least that's how much they were at Dick's Sporting Goods. So off the rip, I already think that this is a much better purchase than 6 cents, mostly because this also gave me everything I needed to go and, you know, fish with a finesse worm, with a swim bait, and honestly, between those two things, you could make a good couple of hours of fishing. So right off the rip, I'm liking these mystery tackle boxes. We had the 5 items. It was around $25 value, and I only paid 20 bucks for it. So that's the first one. I'm gonna crack open the second one and tally that one. Alrighty, so this next box, absolute banger. I'm just gonna put that out there. Same football catch company sticker guy. So again, I feel like most of these are actually, structured the same way, and they're made in order for you to buy one, go out and fish for a little bit, and just see if it's something you like. Because right off the rip, we have a diesel jig football jig. This is also by Ketchco, and they're around $4. This one is the Okeechobee Craw, and I'm a big fan of the colors. I think this is more of a clear water fishing, or a clear water jig head. But again, weedless, and the skirts actually are sized exactly how I would want them to be sized. So cool little jig head, $4 by Catch Company. Now this thing is pretty insane. It is a top water jointed swim bait, and I don't really want to take it out of the package because I'm actually giving this box away to you guys, kind of just like what I did with the 6 Sense lures that I didn't want. I'm giving this whole box away. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 joints. Well, I guess 3 joints, 4 sections, and then I am going to open this because there's something going on with the lip on it that I need to take a look at, because I've never seen anything like this. All right. Awesome rattle factor. So this lip actually is jointed as well. If I can get it to focus, that would be really cool. Come on. So the lip is jointed, and it looks like it's almost like a popper effect just based on the way the lip is shaped. But that is super awesome. Never seen that before. And then just in general, the colors on this bait are spectacular. The chrome-ish look almost has like a cracked effect. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that. But then there's also some pearl in there that almost makes it look like actual scales. And then top, solid black. Bottom, solid gray. And these look like probably size 4 treble hooks on there. But again, easy to replace if you want bigger or smaller. So this thing is awesome. It is from Headbanger Lures, and it is called their Spitfire. And from what I've seen, they are about $15 a piece. So now I just got to figure out if I can get this dang thing back in here without damaging it. Alright, just like last time, we have some more smart baits. These ones are clear, and I honestly have no idea what color they would actually turn into. Hopefully it's something not clear, because I don't think I've ever fished with clear finesse worms, but I don't think I would want to either. But again, I'm counting these as about $7 because it is just a 6-pack. Nothing really more to talk on about that. And then again, love that they're throwing some Guggen baits in there. These are the 3.3-inch Bandito bugs. They're junior bugs, and these are the Bama bug color, which is basically just dark green with green and black flake in them. Not a big craw guy, mostly because where I've lived and grown up, we don't have crawfish, so they don't really do a whole lot for fish, really, like in bass. If they see a worm, they're going to go after a worm. But nonetheless, these are awesome bugs. Definitely worth, the $6 that these juniors are, because you also get 9 of them. But on their packaging, you can kind of see that the mold, when they pour them, it raises some material up on the actual front claws, and that actually makes the claws jiggle and gives it a super realistic action. So haven't really fished too much with these, but if I had to pick a craw, I would probably pick the Bandito bug. So another huge dub in the world of mystery tackle boxes. And then the last thing, just like the other box, this is another repeat. These Spearpoint EWG 3/0 hooks. Again, not too much to really say about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so box 354, if they have them in store, I would definitely, absolutely go buy them. Now, since this box ended up being about like $34-ish, still came with the 5 items, however, blew the $25 value right out of the box. No pun intended. But also considering I paid, you know, realistically $20 for this box, absolutely worth it. Just like I said before, box comes with everything that you would need to go out for a couple hours and go fishing without needing to have, you know, expert knowledge on how to use them / you know, having to put a lot of effort into it. So this box is going out to one of you guys in the audience. There are 3 ways, I'll say, 3 ways that you can actually win this. Method number 1, fill out the Google form in the link below. That'll just get me your email and some information. That way I can reach out to you and, you know, actually contact you if you win. Method 2, become a tier 1 subscriber on my Patreon. It's $5 a month. You get entered into every single giveaway that I do. You get 5 entries, so basically an entry per dollar. Still figuring out something to add to that $5 subscription tier because I want to give you guys the most I can. But for now, it'll just be entries, multiple entries to win this tackle box. Or, last but not least, you can become a tier 2 subscriber to my Patreon. Not only will you get entered 20 times to win one of these tackle boxes or any giveaway that I do in the future, but you will also become subscribed to the Lure of the Month. Now, I don't have one set up for April. This month has been kind of crazy for me. So starting in May, anybody who is subscribed to that tier 2 membership will receive the Lure of the Month, in addition to 20 entries into any giveaway that I do. So go over to my Patreon. It's going to be linked in the description. It's just patreon.com/undeadbaits. Go ahead and sign up there. Feel free to just give a donation if you want. The donations are what makes videos like this possible. So that way I can go out and actually, you know, review and do all the things that I like to do without having to pull from my own limited budget. So, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all the support that I get on these videos. These mystery box videos tend to do pretty well, so I'm definitely going to keep rolling them out probably once a month. And again, thank you guys for any comments that you have. Go ahead and put them down in the comments below. Make sure you like. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers by August. So go ahead, share these videos if you like them. Go ahead and watch some of my other lure painting videos. I have a ton of fun doing those. I also have fun doing these. So if you like these, if you have suggestions on other things that you want me to review or if you want me to unbox, just shoot them down in the comments. Let me know. Make today the best day that you can. God bless.